They deserve all the love that they get today. They deserve the flowers being thrown their way, the bouquets at their feet. Alex Van Pelt, somebody who I have ripped and I believe deserves the ripping, thought he was good yesterday. The early down offense, getting something from the run game. They had great balance. 31 runs, 30 dropbacks by my count. So, I mean, you're almost 1 for 1. And when you have that offensive balance, it makes it much more difficult on the defense. So AVP kept the offense balanced. I thought he called a number of play action plays. Great timing. The poke touchdown, that's film. Andrew Callahan wrote about it at the Herald. You know, they saw something on film that Chicago had a really difficult time defending play action in the low red zone area. They go with the play action to poke, and it works beautifully. He's wide open. It's great play calling. So a good job by AVP. I thought they attacked their secondary with the tight ends, which was smart football. They played a lot of 12 personnel, and that's been their most efficient offense. When you look at minimizing mistakes, they minimized their mistakes. The wide receivers did a pretty good job yesterday minimizing those mistakes. Kayshon Boutte had the hold on the screen. Other than that, you know, I didn't really see any drops. I don't remember a single drop. Maybe I missed one, but they weren't dropping the football. They made plays when they had opportunities, especially Kayshon Boutte making some plays. Alex Van Pelt, how about a little bit of creativity with the double reverse flea flicker? How about the fake toss into the bubble screen to Pop Douglas? So a little bit more creativity from Van Pelt. He opened it up a little bit more yesterday. So that's signs of progress. DeMarcus Covington. I mean, we saw the defense, but spying Caleb Williams with Schooler at times was smart. They took advantage of Chicago's offensive line and their coverage plan. Covington's plan was very smart, and Evan Lazar wrote about this. Christian Gonzalez told reporters that he, quote-unquote, had the boundary this week. With 3 legitimate weapons, the Patriots left Gonzalez on the backside X-receiver and mostly ran their coverage schemes to the passing strength. Gonzalez split time on Moore, 18 routes. Rome Odunze, 15 routes. Gonzalez shut him down. He allowed just 1 catch for 18 yards on 3 targets. And Lazar wrote, Gonzalez's ability to take the boundary receiver in single coverage allowed the Patriots to scheme up ways to confuse Williams and pressure the quarterback. Sometimes it makes sense for him to shadow a specific receiver, but this was a good plan by the coaches. So, you know, there's Covington, good plan by the coaches, having Gonzalez take the boundary and shading coverage where they need to. Lazar on man coverage. Patriots defense playing man coverage at the second highest rate in the NFL. How many times have we talked about that? The idea that this defense is better when they play. This defense is better when they play man coverage. And we've seen man coverage at the second highest rate from this defense. So that's Covington leaning into their strength. They play man coverage more than anybody outside of the Detroit Lions. Opposing offenses, Lazar writes, against man coverage are just 3 of 16 throwing deep. Patriots also ranked 6th best, allowing 5.6 yards per pass attempt. So they're playing more man coverage. They're starting to truly lean on that. And it's been working pretty much almost every time they play man when you look at the percentages. So that's good coaching from Covington. Good coaching. And you also have to think about the circumstances. I talked about that with Drake May, right? What defense is he playing? What does that defense do? How strong are they in certain areas? All that stuff, right? Well, when we look at the defense yesterday, we also have to remember some of the context as well. Linebacker is super thin. Juwan Bentley's done as of what we know. They released Raekwon McMillan over the weekend. Then Taki's hamstring acts up, so he has to leave the game. Christian Ellis was not available. So you're dealing with like your 4th or 5th string linebacker, and you're making the most of it. It didn't hurt you. Same thing could be said for safety. You don't have Duggar. We know the Peppers thing. So you've got Del Pettis out there, undrafted free agent. Pettis making plays. Had a sack, had another big impact play. They put Jonathan Jones more at safety yesterday than they had before this season. So they were using Jonathan Jones at safety more. So you start to see some of the changes they made. They played Farms a lot more snaps than he had played. That worked out. So the changes with Jonathan Jones at times, the Schooler, using him as a spy, dealing with what you have at linebacker and getting the most out of that. All these things add up for a very good day by DeMarcus Covington. Let's get to Jerod Mayo, somebody who I have criticized. And for me, rightfully so. I think the criticisms have been justified. But I will give credit when credit is due. And I thought Jerod Mayo had a good day yesterday. The end of half management. How many times have they gotten this wrong? How many times have we broken down the decision-making right before the half? How many times have they not picked a lane? Then they pick the wrong lane, in my estimation. Yesterday, great end of half management. A couple timeouts. You get like 35, 40 seconds, whatever it was. You get the football back from Cincinnati, from Chicago. And by the way, Chicago, they royally stunk at the end of the half. They don't run the ball. They don't force the Patriots to use their timeouts. Then they punt the ball directly to Marcus Jones, which was just a boneheaded decision on special teams. But the Patriots took advantage of it. They got pretty good field position. They've got a couple timeouts in their back pocket. They were aggressive. They push it downfield. Great play call, great throw, great catch by Booty. And, Drake May said in the postgame that end of half sequence is something that coaching had worked on at practice. Getting downfield, getting set up at the line of scrimmage and spiking the football with no timeouts, getting your kicker out there. And they did it to perfection. That is Jerod Mayo. So great job by Mayo. I saw Brennan Schooler in the postgame yesterday. He talked about 34 snaps that Caleb Williams had before this game yesterday. 34 times Caleb Williams held the football for 6 seconds or longer. And what that tells me is this Patriots coaching staff, defensively, they were on the details. They watched the film. They understood what Williams struggled with. They put Schooler out there as the spy, and they made life miserable for Caleb Williams. Devil's in the details. Good job by Jerod Mayo. How about the Patriots early in this game? Going for it on 4th and 1. I've been waiting all year long. They get to the line of scrimmage on 4th and 1. They call a timeout. I said to Kelly, my wife, they're not going for this. They just want to try to draw Chicago off sides. There's no way they go for this. Mayo's been one of the most, if not the most conservative coaches this year in football on 4th down. They're not going to go for this 4th and 1. I was wrong. They went for it. They got it. Love it. Love that decision by Jerod Mayo. Show me more aggression. You're 2-7 in that game. Go for it on 4th and short. That was a positive step in the right direction. Guys ready on the road. Again, 2 of their 3 wins on the road this year. So I give all the credit to Jerod Mayo. Some great stuff.